After a marathon day of closing arguments, the 12 jurors in the Donald Trump trial began the unprecedented task of deciding whether to convict the former president. In order to do so, they must unanimously agree that Trump created at least one false entry in his company's records with the intent of committing or concealing a crime.
They have to decide with respect to each count whether they are finding him guilty or not guilty as to each of those 34 counts. And the verdict has to be unanimous, but as to each count. So theoretically, they could find him not guilty of 33 counts and guilty of one.
Another option would be for the jurors to find Trump not guilty, meaning the prosecution failed to prove his guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. In that case, the former president would be acquitted of all charges. And if jurors are unable to reach a unanimous decision, they must first notify the judge, who will formally ask them to make every possible effort to come to a verdict. Failure to do so would then result in a hung jury and a mistrial.
If they go back and do that and they still cannot come to a unanimous decision, that's where we would have a hung jury. That means that there has not been a decision either way. And if that happens, the case ends.
In the event of a mistrial, prosecutors would have to decide whether to try the case again. A guilty verdict, meanwhile, would likely be appealed by Trump's legal team, potentially marking the start of another lengthy legal process.